I think we're about 5 past, so we can kick things off. So welcome everybody to the Reinforcement Learning in Video Games workshop at RLC. Hope you're all as excited as we are about everything we've got planned today. So we'll just give a quick run through of that before we kick things off. So just to provide a bit of background for the motivation of the workshop, a few of us from the organising team were at RLC last year and had a great time trying out some of the Sony Gran Turismo stuff that was here. And we realized that this year would be a decade since the original Atari DQN paper, Human Level Control Through Deep Reinforcement Learning, was published in Nature, which demonstrated that reinforcement learning could be applied from pixels to learn to play Atari games. And there's a lot to unpack in exactly what it means to learn to play a game from pixels, what superhuman means, and we'll get into all of that today. But for now, I think we wanted to look back at what was so exciting about that paper. And the fact, I think it was the fact that the network was learning to play the games kind of solely from pixels, just using the score as the reward function. And that felt kind of very human-like in the gameplay. And I think in particular with today's seemingly impossible AI advances coming every day, it's easy to forget how revolutionary that breakthrough was. And how exciting it was the first time that we saw what you'd call today kind of emergent behaviors, such as in Breakout, when the agent learned that the most effective way was to kind of channel the ball around the edge of the bricks to break more at once. So, and I think, yeah, many of us in this room will remember the first time that we saw that. And it was likely responsible, I think, for at least some of us in this room getting into the field, and is the reason that we're here today. So we wanted to kind of celebrate the anniversary of that milestone and to take a look back at the decade of progress in RL and video games that we've seen. So there was a huge number of applications and things that followed. To name just a few over that period, the progress on Atari led to kind of similar approaches being applied to more complex, multi-agent strategy games such as Dota 2 and StarCraft 4 years later in 2019. And then there was another Nature paper where reinforcement learning made the front cover in 2022, this time for superhuman driving in the popular driving game Gran Turismo, as James is going to be talking about later this morning. And more recently, we've seen kind of arguably more general agents emerging in games through the use of applying large language models to games or through the integration of world models, such as Dream of E3, which again has made it into Nature earlier this year. And we'll see kind of these sorts of topics in some of the contributor papers that are going to be here today in the posters, and also through some of the talks that we'll have. So Roberta later will talk about the use of LLMs and how those can be integrated into games. And there's also some other papers on kind of world models as well. So I think that provides a bit of background. And now I'll hand over to Sara to talk about what we're going to cover today and where we go from here.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, the two main questions now are where are we now and where we want to head. Of course, it's been like 10 years since the Atari Nature paper, and now we want to look back at the decade of progress in this field. The most important aspects we would like to also go through in this workshop is what would be the gaps that still remain to be filled, and what are the potential research questions for the future. And of course, this to answer what are the remaining challenges, it's a bit difficult, but we would like to first look into where we are now exactly and where we are heading, and hopefully throughout this session we'll be able to map out a roadmap for the future. So by bringing everyone here, both the researchers who are working to apply reinforcement learning to solve games, and also I'm guessing there might be some people who work in game studios that are trying to apply reinforcement techniques for games in real applications. We were hoping to map out this progress and, as I said, identify gaps and challenges remaining. Hopefully that will be achieved by the end of today, we'll see, or somewhat achieved. And the main research questions for this workshop would be, how can video games be a meaningful benchmark to explore open problems in reinforcement learning? And the second one is, how can the insights from reinforcement learning drive innovation in video games and design development, such as NPCs, opponent design, procedural content generation, QA, etc. So given these two, I would like to also present our great set of speakers who would help us answer some of these questions throughout the day. Unfortunately, Ida could not join us today as she hurt her knees. But yeah, we will have the rest of the presenters throughout the day. And so just to give you a brief overview of the agenda of the day, we will start soon with two keynote speakers, Julian, with a talk on playing, modeling, designing the many roles of RL in games, and James with our reinforcement learning for Gran Turismo, success and sharp edges. That will be followed by oral presentations, 3 selected papers, and poster/break session. After that, or right before lunch, we will have the some award ceremony, and then we'll have lunch from 12:30 to 4, and in the afternoon session we'll have 3 keynotes: Roberta, Michael, and Pablo. Roberta with the talk NetHack, a grand challenge for RL and LLM agents alike, followed by Michael will give us a talk about the untold story of the Atari benchmark, and will give us some historical context. And then we have a short poster break session again. After that, we'll have Pablo that will argue in defense of Atari. It's not the title of the talk is not about winning or losing, it's about how you play. And finally, we'll have our great panel session, which I'm really looking forward to, on the 10 years Atari lessons, challenges, and the future of RL in games. And as Miguel said, at the end of the session, we'll have a social event at the arcade bar. So there will be links for sign up if you haven't signed up already. So yeah, watch out for that. If you had any questions throughout the day, please feel free to reach out to Adam, I am Sara, and Miguel, and we'll have Yunshu. So the 4 of us are attending the conference here. So yeah, feel free to reach out.
Miguel's just at the back there. And
Miguel is the cameraman.
At the front.
The professional. Yes, so this is the location of the social event place. It will be open for 3-4 hours for us. Registration link and QR code, feel free to register. And there's limited spots, and we'll get back to you. Hopefully everyone should be able to get in, but there's only limited spots who will get drinks and food and game passes. But there are spots for many more to just attend. And I just want to also introduce our sponsors. This event has been sponsored by our headline sponsor, Medal. And of course, it wouldn't have been, I think it wouldn't have been possible without their generous contributions. But also we have another supporting sponsor, Iconic. So to give you just some intro to this company's, Medal is a platform made for people to record and share their gameplays. So if you're a gamer, check out their websites and talk to Adam. He works there, so he would be able to maybe give you some tickets to the social, or there's something.
if you wanna find out a bit more, there's a poster there with a QR link, yes. And feel free to come and chat to me about it too. And as Sara said, there might be some freebies for the social tonight if you come and sign up.
Yes, and Iconic, it's a new startup company building AAA games located in London. sitting at the forefront of AI-powered games. And I think Burya here, yes, Burya, he works in Iconic, so feel free to reach out to him to talk to him if you're interested.